welcome back. Today, we have one of the new heroes. One of the big ones, the Mutanus, the Mutanus himself. Doing what Mutanus does so incredibly well. And that is consolidate stats on the board. No stat is a wasted stat as long as you can consume it and throw it on something else. Sometimes you fail. Sometimes you get shitty minions. Sometimes you don't get enough stats. Sometimes you juggle your stats and you get them on nice targets and you smack the shit out of the lobby. Well, this wasn't exactly a high roll, but guess what? We still got there. We still get there. We still blast this lobby. And that's on the power of the hero power. It's such an interesting debate whether or not you should use early hero powers to roll or consolidate your board down, even when you wouldn't need the 1 gold from the hero power. Because anytime you sell a minion, you're losing stats off the board. So having the ability to potentially consolidate, move 6 minions down to say 5, on a turn where you're going to end up buying 1 or 2 extra minions soon, it's definitely worth considering. Alright, enjoy. Has a friend in the lobby, but even then it's like you have to know that you're also not going to lose the round to who, or you're not going to sacrifice any health by not playing the minion against the other person. What if he hero powered? I mean, we watched the fight. It doesn't show it if you hero power, but we watched the fight. Huh. Just weird. Nothing crazy, just weird. All right, so we could consider doing something that doesn't involve double buying. I don't think so. Pretty sure you're double buying here. You spaced the fuck out? Did I just completely miss on it? Like, I didn't see anything on the board, but maybe I wasn't paying close enough attention. Alright, really good hit. That ensures that the road boar gets his value. You love to see that. We got value off the road boar, and potentially. Alright, that's unfortunate. He gets a second road boar off of us, but it's an expensive turn. Not you, him. It's possible he bought it and forgot to push something. It's also possible that he had the 1/2 dragon or something and somehow knew he wasn't going to win the round, or I don't really know, to be honest. I'm going to roll. I don't want to buy any of these, do I? Actually, I do. I want the steward. We want to triple buy next turn. So there's a weird optimization, let's call it. A weird nuance of this type of turn where everybody defaults into being gold efficient, right? On Mutanus, you're basically in a position where whenever you use your hero power, you're committing 1 gold. Well, you can also view your hero power as consolidating stats. Anytime that you sell a minion off the board for gold, you're wasting stats. There are stats that you could have on another minion if you had just hero powered at a reasonable time. What about these early turns? Should we be consolidating stats when we don't think we're going to need gold anymore? Like this turn, should I have just used a hero power on like the road boar? Or whatever? One of these minions? Yeah, we waste the gold. Got it. But is a gold worth more than the stats that we're selling off at a later point? There's definitely a discussion here. Right, these are trash. Doesn't mean we shouldn't do it. We could also roll once. Like, this is a perfect turn example for the turn. Like, I want a hero power here. Because next turn, I want a hero power as well. And the following turn, I want a hero power as well. And I want to consolidate as many stats as I possibly can on the board. And we're already ahead on gold. Like, we could just buy a minion next turn. Normally, you would want to buy and potentially sell and or roll if you have 7 minions. What's the point of holding the gold? We don't actually have a need for the gold, so we'd rather consolidate stats because we don't want to turn, 2 turns down the road, be selling off everything from our board. Because every stat that we keep, especially if we can get them on one big minion, we eventually turn into stats on a Divine Shield at a later point in the game. As long as you aren't killing, losing rounds doing it, you're saving stats. So I'm going to roll once. If we had a mech on the board, we definitely could have taken that. I'm going to buy a 4-star. So just sell this one off. These are all kind of shitty, but... How about an Argus? We just Argus up a couple minions. it was going to go. 16 damage to him. At least we bring him back down and within range of potentially dying at some point. Now, in order to play the 6-star on the board, we're going to have to break a card again. Charlga or Calicos. Never Calicos, always Charlie. Free stats, right? So we're going to break this guy. It's either that or this one. Meh. It continues to scale with the Arm of the Empire. Even though we don't have to use it. Still the best meat unit to buff. So we have one permanent Divine Shield minion. This is highly temporary. These are all temporary. And we're going to try to find a way to continuously scale over and over and over and over and over again here. What's 2 mechs and a triple? Is that potentially a cleave? If it is, then I'd rather this get cleaved than this. Because if he cleaves the Arm of the Empire, that means he's already attacked the Tough Tusk. It's enough, at least 8 damage, which probably kills this too, so we're done scaling anyway. Just a hit into the Tough Tusk. Oh, he dead. He gone. No blood gem, sadly, but... That's double Agamagan, which is a cool card, but turn 9, by the way. We're kind of scary. Best hit? No. No. The nice thing about the hero is that we can keep shit like Soul Juggler and some demons on the board, and it's not really costing us anything. If we can triple that demon, that'd be great, and then we could hero power it in one fell swoop and take all the stats off. This is pretty good. Not sure I want a Selfless. Huh. So many stats, it's just really clunky. I got the bumpers up front, which I wanted. Our attack order's good. It's just we don't quite have enough stats to get there. Just a bit short. Go left. I'll take the tie. If we, there's a 50-50 for a tie. Stats with Ground Shaker transfer with hero power? Yeah, but it's really just a useless piece of knowledge. Most of the time, you can't really use it. Doesn't really do anything at all. These are bad. Another Ground Shaker? Suppose? Yeah, that's about right. We can't transfer off of that one. It's like the only bad target. Oh look, an Agamagan. That's a good hit.
The streak continues.
The hard part with, like, if you can transfer a bunch of stats via Ground Shaker is that you have to commit the stats at the beginning of the turn, then choose not to put a minion with those that attack buff on it on the board at the end of the turn. So you have to play weak to take a little bit of extra scaling for just attack, and usually just attack is not relevant. So for in this example, we could have used a couple blood gems on this, then consumed our other minion if we had an open board spot to cycle in the first place. But also, whatever we put on the board at the end would not have attack buffs on the Ground Shaker, which is a big deal. Because usually you're playing for tempo by the time you're in a Ground Shaker scenario. It's not a lot of blood gem buffs. It's the most permanent stats we can put on the board this way. Get Nagamagan down with the Charlga without the Ground Shaker. Yo, Man Bear Pig, the streak continues. Thank you for the 6 months, dude. This is just a really awkward position to be in, though. Because we're taking some permanent stats here, but those stats aren't that relevant. Same deal with, like, how long do you keep a duo? Duo is going to get value traded. We can always just transfer its stats to something else, but oftentimes it's just going to be another generic minion. Seems the test has turned the corner. It's a lot of blood gems. We could have 3 tribes on the board. Or we can choose to consume the Thorum or the Agam and just play for all attack. I don't think we're there. We want this in the middle of the composition. We need a bumper, probably. Should have led with Charlga. There is a bumpable thing. It's a good hit. It's a good hit too. Now this kills that. Beautiful. Beautiful. Easy, breezy, beautiful. Murdering test. Alright, alright, alright. Whew. That is a terrifying matchup, because if we don't kill her this turn, she probably wins the lobby. You love to see it. I really like selling the Agam now. And we can play all of the blood gems we have in the Ground Shaker for the last round. By selling, I mean consuming the Agam. We've done all we're going to do with the Agam. We don't have to keep it permanently. Unfortunately, it landed on absolutely the worst target. Someone in that room? Seems okay. Seems okay. We'll see what he has. Play around a bumper. Spore could get value. This thing is obviously ridiculously large. Ludicrous speed. Go left. That's not left. Go left again. Nice. Nice. Say it with me, chat. Say it with me. Nice. Nice. All right. And we get a Mutanus win. We had a couple hard games in the last couple. But you know, we'll bring it back. Such an interesting hero. There are so many places where it's like you can trade economy for consolidating stats. And that's not a worthless thing. To remove a minion from the board to pull, like, you know, these 7 minions, to take this off the board to put the stats on something else, and then freeing up a spot.